think it'll be either the House version or the Senate version. Here's a member of the Democratic leadership who predicted they'd go back to square one. Why? Because they did it behind the scenes, because they didn't care about natural rights, they didn't care about the free market, they didn't care about American values, they didn't care about the Constitution, and they're trying to shove it down our throats.
And I think the biggest issue here is liberals finally read the bill and found out, wait, we're not getting a free lunch. They raise our taxes and cut our goodies. This is a big bailout to insurance companies.
Oh, absolutely. And I am delighted to hear the liberals scream that they and their states will be paying more money because Nebraska doesn't have to pay for Medicaid and Medicare. The liberals, and some conservatives have done this too, have been bribing their own members of Congress for generations in order to secure their votes. But when they are not the recipient of the bribe, but the payer of it, oh, how you can hear them squeal.
Judge, I want to get you up for a full hour in the near future to talk about your latest book, all the work you're doing, because you really are trailblazing at Fox News, and I see them more and more aligning themselves with you and your constitutionalist view. But in the 6-7 minutes we've got left, moving quickly, specifically with your constitutional law background, a constitutional law lawyer and judge, specifically, if you could call the shots right now, how do we force Bankstergate out into the open? I mean, it's already blowing up in their face. How do we ensure that we mortally wound the private Federal Reserve banking cartel and reveal to the world that this is a unconstitutional, larcenous enterprise? Because this patina, this cloak of invincibility has now fallen away from them. Your take on that?
Well, there's a couple of things going on, and they're both positive in our direction. There is litigation making its way through the courts, which in my view will grant to Bloomberg News and to Fox News, under the Freedom of Information Act, documents that the Federal Reserve has been fighting aggressively to keep secret with respect to TARP. Now, we may not get these documents until after the election of 2010, but once we do get them, it'll be a treasure trove. There is also legislation making its way through Congress, which is Congressman Ron Paul's legislation to audit the Fed. Now, unfortunately, it has been attached to other legislation, which is utterly hateful to those of us who believe in the free market and limited government. But by attaching it to that legislation, the president cannot veto it because he desperately wants the other legislation with it. It's a sleeper. If it becomes law and if there is a true audit of the Fed, as it does call for, it will expose this monster from Jekyll Island for all of the horrific things it's done. The secret foreign policy that it runs, the monsters that it's been bailing out, the people that have been making money, the inflation, the secret tax that it's imposed on all of us. We will finally have in front of the American people in black and white the who, what, when, where, and how that they did this to us.
So the momentum is shifting in the direction of liberty. Everybody can feel it. You are seeing it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but it's an odd momentum. I'll give you an example. The chairman of the House Financial Services Committee, the bombastic and colorful Barney Frank, a quintessential liberal Democrat who believes in Soviet-style central planning, is now a co-sponsor of Ron Paul's Audit the Fed. So at the same time he will help that part of the bill to pass, the Audit the Fed, he will also usher through more power to the Fed to regulate the economy. So in some narrow ways, I see blossoms of liberty in the land, but in other ways I see the most heavy-handed government we have ever known, and it's almost a question of holding our breath until the Democrats lose the filibuster-proof majority in the Senate and perhaps the majority in the House just 10 months from now.
And the bigger question is, will we see a repeat of Gingrich, the establishment globalist, coming in, taking control of the new Republicans, and making sure they don't deliver to the people. Because if Republicans actually delivered liberty and freedom, they would be in power for 50 years. We'd save the country. But no, they're going to want to launch more wars. They're going to want to make money off the naked body scanners like Chertoff. They're going to want to, and if Republicans, as they get into power in the next 3 years, in the next 2 elections, if they don't deliver on liberty, what comes next?
Well, I don't know what will come next. But when in the 6 years that the Republicans controlled the White House and the Congress, which would be Bush's first, George W. Bush's first term, and the first 2 years of his second term, I think there was less fidelity to the Constitution.
This is Alex Jones, and I want to tell you about the Ecola Blue atmospheric water generator that produces pure drinking water right from the humidity in the air. No, this isn't science fiction. It's very real. I know because I use one every day in my own home, and it's available right now to you. Because you know exactly where your water comes from with Ecola Blue, you'll know what's in your cup. Clean, great-tasting water without all the pollutants. Get your family off the grid today by ordering your own Ecola Blue atmospheric water generator for your home or business. Their best seller, the Ecola Blue 28, produces up to 7 gallons of water every day. The Ecola Blue 28 is easy to use and economical. Generate your own pure water from the humidity in the air. This system is free of chemicals and uses a multi-stage filtration system, including reverse osmosis, carbon filters, and ultraviolet lights. Order now and claim your water independence today by calling Ecola Blue at 1-800-691-6043. That's 1-800-691-6043. Or visit Ecola Blue on the web at www.ecoloblu.com today. This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365. Hi folks, this is Alex Jones, and I want to tell you about the Silver Lungs generator. Now you can produce pure and endless colloidal silver and deliver the solution directly into the bloodstream by breathing the solution through the lungs. The respiratory system is the first line of defense for airborne pathogens and viruses. The Silver Lungs generator infuses the respiratory system with your self-produced nano-silver solutions and also delivers the silver nanoparticles instantly into the bloodstream. With continued legislation threatening the sale of nano-silver products, you can now produce pure and endless colloidal silver with the Silver Lungs generator. Very easy to follow, step-by-step instructions are provided, making production fast and simple. Go to www.silverlungs.com today and learn more about the breakthrough technology of the Silver Lungs generator. That's www.silverlungs.com. Hundreds of nations have fallen to tyranny in the last century alone. This is our last chance to not relive history.
As we're finishing off this agenda, they'll be pulling the rug from underneath Americans at home.
They have tremendous influence on our president and Congress, and they really are calling the shots.
I think it's incumbent upon all of us as American citizens to pay attention.
Fall of the Republic identifies the enemies of our nation, the criminal offshore cartel, hell-bent on destroying sovereignty and on its ashes constructing world government.
Tim Geithner, Bernanke, they're arsonists. They're asking for more matches. And the Congress is saying, who do we make the check out to?
Today seems like nobody does care. And right now in Washington, D.C., we have seen a fall of the Republic.
Get your copy of Fall of the Republic on DVD at Infowars.com or watch it online right now in super high quality at prisonplanet.tv.
Coast to coast, direct from Austin. You're listening to the Alex Jones Broadcasting Network.
He's the T-Rex of political talk. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
His new book's been out for months, been at the top of the bestseller charts in the Fed. And, of course, he had a #1 New York Times bestseller, his Manifesto of Freedom. And you can find out a lot more at Campaign for Liberty. Ron Paul, again, is our statesman, our champion out there, really exposing the fake Republican Party and the fake Democratic Party. Congressman, getting back to health care here briefly, a month ago on the show, you said it looks like it probably will pass. Is that still your prognosis?
Yes, but I don't think anybody knows what will be in it. I don't think it will be everything that Obama wanted, and I wouldn't put a whole lot of money on exactly what's going to happen because, the right to life